Weisberg, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys. Next comedian coming to the stage is going to close out our Berg version of the show. Please keep it going for Adam Feuerberg.
Everybody. Yes, I feel like no one needed to be told that I was part of the Berg version of the show. Just have that face. Just have that face. How are you guys? Thank you for coming to the show. Very excited to have you all here. I got married just recently, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. I will never turn down applause that I blatantly ask for. Thank you very much. I followed a very simple rule of thumb. If you tell a girl that you host a Star Trek-themed podcast and she gives you her phone number, you marry her. Don't screw that up. Might be the only one. And I didn't. Held on to her real good. When we first started dating, I realized that my wife started making very positive but very incremental changes to my life. I could see it immediately. Remember the first time that she came over to my old apartment, my wife was disgusted by the fact that I used toilet paper to blow my nose. Like I offered her to blow her nose, I offered her toilet paper, and she was so grossed out she refused to do it. She TP Shane'd me. I didn't know that was possible, but it was okay because then a couple days later, she shows up at my apartment with like 6 boxes of Kleenex. Right? Simple gesture elevated the value of my life. Embarrassingly, 2 weeks later, I totally used that Kleenex to wipe my butt. I was out of toilet paper. Very easy fix. We live together now that we're married, which is awesome because now anytime someone comes over, they take one look around the place and think that this place belongs to an adult. I lived alone 6 years prior, and I feel like anytime someone came over to my old apartment, they would take one look around the place and think, this place looks like it belongs to the world's most successful 14-year-old boy. I don't know about 34-year-old me. 14-year-old me was super proud to own 8 controllers to play the video game Super Smash Brothers. Anybody else? All right, dude. One single guy fine. Fuck yeah, dude. All right, sweet. We're gaming after the show, you and me, dude. Truth be told, the day that Smash Brothers came out in stores, I didn't go to work that day, man. Instead, I stayed home, ate mushrooms, and played that game all day. And they were good mushrooms too, man. I didn't have to turn on the TV once. Still played the game. All day. We went on the honeymoon like right after we got married. It was awesome, great experience. There was an 80-year-old couple who would not leave us alone. Their names are Fred and Margie, in case you don't believe me that they're 80. Fred and Margie kept asking us out on dates over and over every day at breakfast, and we decided to take them on it. On that date, Fred and Margie already floated the idea of going on a second date, and we didn't want to be rude, so we were like, maybe, I don't know. Before that date was done, Fred and Margie hard asked us out for a third date, and it was then that we knew that Fred and Margie wanted to fuck. They were swingers. They wanted to get down into all their folds, every single one of their folds, and we didn't do it. We turned them down, and I am kind of bummed we didn't get to find out which goes down further to the floor, Fred's balls or Margie's boobs. What do you think? What do you think? A few days went by. We walked by their bungalow, and there was another young couple coming out. They cheated on us, and I asked him which was it, and he said it was actually Fred's balls. You're right, it was Fred's balls. Thank you. One guy thinks I'm a genius. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. I married a girl from Los Angeles, which is now I have family events to go to again. I haven't had that my wife. Maybe later. I haven't had that in my life in a long time, and it's great, like going to like dinners all over again, just a room full of people, 15, 20 people around the table, all that love, all that history, all that resentment, just waiting to just building up to the moment. My mother-in-law is a sweet lady, but she cooks with too many onions, and it kind of upsets my stomach. Jewish, hey. Makes me a little gassy, admittedly, and sometimes I'm not so lucky, and a little bit might come out at the table. But it's okay, because my wife has a 93-year-old grandfather, and everybody just assumes it's him. And now I have to ask myself every time I leave, am I a bad person for blaming my farts on a Holocaust survivor? Is that... It's like you survive one gas chamber just to get blamed for another. I'm so proud of myself for that. Just want you to know. Just want you to know. Okay. I have a penchant for saying very stupid things at the worst time, hence that last joke. As a comic, I get laughs on stage, but sometimes in real life, I just sound like a dick. I got to do my friend's backyard show recently in LA. Backyard shows are kind of a fad. People put a bunch of chairs in their backyard, invite their neighbors over. It's a great way to just run a fun show. I hadn't seen the guy who booked me for a long time, so afterwards we were catching up. He was telling me how excited he was to put on his backyard show, and I too wanted to tell him how much I love backyard shows. And instead I just said, I love backdoor stuff. Young lady said, West Hollywood, thank you. I was going to say I didn't mean it, but you don't believe me, so. And the thing is, at that moment, that guy's girlfriend was right there to hear that entire exchange. And she gave me like this super jealous look. And all I could say was, I still got it. Beautiful. I really am. I would still say, though, that the worst thing that I ever said ever was at my sister's wedding. I was catching up with an old family friend. I hadn't seen this guy since my father was on his deathbed. My dad died years ago, and we moved away from the town where I grew up. This is the only person who made the trip cross-country to see him, and I knew that there was something there. There was a connection they never explained. And at my sister's wedding, we were catching up, and I asked him, why was it that you made the trip? You were the only one. And he said, Adam, it was so hard for us to talk about it when you were younger, but the reason why your dad and I were so close is that we were both camp children. And to give you some context, my father was born in the mid-1940s, war-torn Europe, Jewish, camp children. And I honestly asked this guy, really? Did you guys go to the same summer camp? I should be going to hell for that, but I am Jewish, so it's just South Florida. So, come on, we all know. The wedding planning was admittedly a lot. It was about 9 months. It was crazy, but it was still somewhat under control, especially like things started to wrap up towards the end. The wedding was a lot of fun. It was probably the best day of my life. And when I compare it to like other weddings that I've had to go to, ours was pretty tame, pretty calm. I had to go to a wedding last summer in San Diego. This family took over the 2 bottom stories of a hotel right on San Diego Bay. This thing was insane. I had to find out how much this thing cost. I'm Jewish. And the father of the bride, he told me the truth, and he spared no expense. Ladies and gentlemen, this wedding cost $250,000 to put on. Yeah, exactly. And this guy's an investment banker by trade. Throughout his speech during the reception, he just kept saying over and over again, I'm only doing this so that my daughter can be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no asset on planet Earth that depreciates faster than the happiness of a Jewish woman. Fluctuates quarter to quarter. I'm Adam Feuerberg. Thank you very much, everybody. Keep it going for John.